Hello everyone, so let's take a look at the market today. Now this is an interesting place. This is going to break down, okay, and if it does it should take us into this zone. Can we do 820 actually is a good time, which is that one there, to kind of trade it off, okay, but this is like highly likely going to break down, okay. This is what we can do with a situation like this. Okay, remember last time we had a breakout on a Monday, right? So we went in with the breakout. This we can maybe do the opposite. This is the impulse, that's the flag, okay? And that's, as you can see, 37.5. Now here, if you took timing from me, you would have noticed this. If you used the PQ, you would have seen this if you used PQ. All right, 515 here. All right, and this is a strong zone. Okay, so it's an intermediary but a strong zone because it's done with PQ. All right. So if that's the case, we should come into 1 o'clock, okay, if it breaks. So we're going to see what happens here. If the market does break on a good buy kiss, you can sell into there, okay. If it goes up into here, you can sell here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, on the daily, because this is where I want to push it down into there. All right, and that's 30 odd, so we should head down into there. Okay, if it happens, this is where it should hang down into. So here we're going to be a bit careful. As you can see, it hasn't done it yet. Maybe we'll be back up here a little bit more to the upside at 820, and then the market can break. Like I said, if it doesn't break, it's going to go up. Now, when you're in a situation like this and you don't know if it's going to break or go up, then you could say, well, what's the point of timing? Well, that's not quite true, because you can always wait for a U-turn to happen, okay? And because you know the next hours, if the market breaks to the upside from here, like say it comes down, breaks to the upside, then you can go to the upside. If it breaks to the downside, you can go to the downside, and you can just use a 1 bar stop loss, okay? So let's take a look at euro dollar. Now euro dollar, we got a swing day today. We've got a swing day today. So pushing it down, I'm okay to do that. Down into 47, 1253, down here. All right, so here at the top, as you can see, yeah, we've been at the tops there. So the weekly, there's a divergence as well. If the PST indicator was working exactly how I wanted it to, we would have sold off last week at the high, and we'd be selling off pretty much here as well, okay, because we'd get a price. Okay, so there. And that's basically it. Okay, now then, on the daily, therefore, I think we might be able to sell off because it's a Wednesday swing day going down. And that's that for the euro dollar. If you want to wait, you can. Same kind of thing with the gold. This is the impulse wave. We've got a sideways market, don't we? Okay. and this is where the market fell into. We had targets there. That's all good and done. If we go up as well, you can sell too, okay? Because after the impulse, now we've got a rectangle here, right? So selling the high, selling the high, selling the high is the way to go. If it breaks down, the pullback is also good to sell. Okay, if you're using PST, you can wait for a setup at your trading hour. All right, and this is the low of yesterday, and this is where we are, and this is probably, like I said, going to break, and we should push down. All right, so we should come back into this 1250 zone if it does push down. If you want to sell, obviously I don't like selling at the support zones. If you want to wait for the market to pull up, the same thing goes for gold. If you want to wait for the market to pull up to sell, you could do that as well at lunchtime or the US session. All right, the US session is also good to trade today. Lunchtime is good from 10 past 1. 10 past 1 is good. If at 10 past 1 the market turns, it should, it should turn and go into 230, and it can keep pushing until New York. Okay, like the New York hours, I've got 6 p.m. there. All right, so on the SP 500, now SP 500, we don't have a swing day still, but it's a swing day for Dow Jones and Nasdaq. And if you want to use this as a swing day, you got to be careful because we've got a breakout. Okay, so that could turn into a breakout day. Okay, which is fine. I don't actually mind it. Okay, because we can come up to close this gap here. All right, so be mindful. We talked about this before. This is why I got a green box here, because of the gap. Okay, and if because Thursday or Friday could be the day, the market can still push up. Okay, so be mindful because as you can see, it's a triangle going up. Okay, so what can you do on this one? Well, yesterday was Tuesday, and this was, what did we have hours? No, we didn't have anything around here until 4:15, and that's 4:15. Right, so market just going up from 4:15 all the way in there. Okay, and I did say the market can be energetic and volatile until 7:40. That's your 7:40 there. Okay, so nice and easy, as you can see. And that's nothing else to talk about. So on the SP 500, today's a Wednesday. Because it's a swing day for Nasdaq and Dow Jones, if you want to sell the highs, you can, but I'd do it with caution because of the breakout. Okay, I don't like to go against these breakouts, so be mindful. If the market comes into 63, which is a price of 5948, okay, 5948, which is pretty much your daily pivot. Okay, we can get rid of these because they're done now. Remember, they were targets. So if we come back into the daily pivot, the market wants to go up from here to trading hour, you can do that. Okay, you can still do that and see how things pan out. Okay, it's going to be with a tight stop loss, and that's basically it. If the market turns at 6, it should go until closing, so you can still have a good direction, like a move like that. Okay, either to the downside or to the upside. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones, Nasdaq, Bitcoin, they all have a swing day today, but Bitcoin, had a special case. It had a few days this week. So with the Dow, here's Wednesday. Okay, so it came up into the target zone again. And I did say we still might have a bit of a target zone there. Let's do this. This too can come back into 56 on the PST, which is 42,385. This has nothing to close as far as I can see anyway. So that 42,385, which is your daily pivot. So this daily pivot for the Dow Jones and the SP 500 are going to really determine what's going on. Okay. If it breaks out to the upside, it still can do so. Okay. And then we'll see how things pan out. So if you want to break it out, you can. Okay. So what does that mean for the SP 500 as well? If the market comes down to a trading hour and you want to push it up, you can. Okay. Obviously, I don't buy the tops, so it's going to depend on how you trade. But if the market comes down, price is down, it's a trading hour, you want to go with it with a tight stop loss, it's doable. To the upside, we marked in those before. And on the daily, it could, if it breaks out, we've got room to go. Okay. And that's basically it. Other than that, this is normally a sell zone, but it's the PST breakout that's signaling that it could be the other way. This is the reason we're using this as well. It's not just for the edges, but if it breaks out, that turnaround day can turn into a breakout day. So we want to be cautious and not muck around with it and take big risk. Okay, that's why the PST indicator for my trading is anyways crucial. Now let's take a look at the weekly here. Nasdaq, same thing. I'm actually okay to sell this as well, because remember with Nasdaq as well, I did say, we've got a bit of room to close up here. This is why I drew that white line. So this is, let's put this up a little bit. There. Okay. And that's basically it. So today's Wednesday. Friday was a swing day, so Friday looks like it made a low on that one. I don't trade Nasdaq, so you're going to have to adjust these things. Okay. That's basically it. So here, like I said, you might want to wait till the end of the day as well, because we got Wednesday and Thursday, Friday. It's a bit of a mess. Okay, so don't get chopped out around here. Be careful around here, because sooner or later this zone's going to hit a sell zone and the market will fall down all the way down here. Okay, so they're just looking for a sell opportunity. Don't be a top buyer. Okay, just be mindful here. Remember what I used to say with Bitcoin as well. Guys, I just don't like buying the tops. It was hanging around, going up, down, feeling like it's going to, break out, and then it just flopped. So same thing here. All right. Now this is nice to see Bitcoin coming to our targets at trading hours and selling off. Okay, and also Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So can this turn into, this is good. Yesterday I did say you can go up, and you got to be careful with this though. Okay, why? Because that's the line. Look at the line there. It's exactly where I drew it. And then if now that turned into a high there, okay, this can just sell off, because impulse, flag formation. And that's why I warned you about flag formation here. And the thing that really ticked us off here as well, this is like a breakout again. So, we're in a bit of a dilemma. Okay, are we going up, down, blah, blah, blah. So the support of the day is 48, which is 105.52, right? 105.52. That's the support of the day. If this thing breaks, then we're probably going to head towards the downside, but this will be choppy here. You must be careful. Alright, you just have to be careful here, because this could also go up. Okay, so again, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This thing can push up as well on that support or thereabouts. So you just have to be careful. When we're in a situation like this, how does timing help? Well, if you want to buy, you buy it at the time, because this is exactly how timing does help us. Look, if you want to buy, this is the time. So you see, this is the zone. If you were to buy here, you need to put the stop loss somewhere low, below what it did in London. Okay, and selling here, look, if you sold here at the trading hour here, then obviously you got to put your stop loss a little up there. Okay, so it's tight stop loss trading. All right, same thing here. If you wanted to buy, if you buy at the trading hour to go up, then it's a tight stop loss. This is why trading hours are really, really useful. It's a lifesaver. I can't imagine how people are trading without timing. I really can't. It just makes life so much easier. So even if I was wrong and the market did fall down, I got a small stop loss. If I'm right, I've got a tight stop loss. I can cover it quickly, and then the rest of the trade is just going to give me like 1 to 4, 5, 6, whatever risk return. Okay, so like I said, with the PST breakouts, which I don't like to stand in front of, but then I don't like to stand in front of an impulse wave either. Okay, we're just going to have to be careful. So if you want, you can, just wait to see what will happen, and then make your move. Okay, if it breaks down, or whatever you want to do. If it's at the highs during trading hours and you want to sell again, you could do that too. Okay, so if you want to sell the highs of yesterday, okay too, but like I said, it's tricky because the PST breakout. Okay, so like I said yesterday with Bitcoin, I don't know. And when I don't know, it means I'm in doubt. When in doubt, I like to stay out. Right, today I'm not going to be doing trading because I'm taking mum to the hospital. Alright, but if you've got any queries, questions, always feel free to shoot them through, and I'll try to help as best I can.